Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the Piedmont Unitarian Universalist Church. Piedmont UU sits on the traditional land of the Catawba, Kiawe, and Sugaree peoples. My name is Ann Lakaitis, and I will be the worship assistant this morning for Reverend Dr. Amy Rio. We are a flourishing, vibrant, and radically welcoming congregation which promotes diversity, inclusion, and social justice. We provide a safe haven for intellectual growth, spiritual development, and a deep sense of community for all who join us. We hope our liberal religious values will challenge you to join us as a community that lives boldly and acts justly. To all our visitors and members, we're very glad you're here, in person or with us online, and we hope to see you again. Your presence is a gift to us. Announcements for this Sunday: our summer solstice event takes place today at 2 o'clock, and it has been moved from the patio to inside because of the weather. Please bring a symbol or an image about the sun and make plans to join us. Our church-wide covered dish picnic is Saturday, July the 8th. More details are in the weekly announcements. Please save the date and make plans to attend. For other important information about our vibrant community, please check your order of service, or if you are on our email list, please check our monthly newsletter and weekly announcements. Whatever brought you to this place at this hour, we welcome you. May you find something that you need, and may you leave richer in spirit than when you arrived.
The light illuminates our journey, especially when the shadows and turns emerge. Light coming from our friends and our beloved community provides even more illumination. Our chalice lighting today reminds us that all our lights today join together to brighten the whole world, to brighten it beyond what we could ever imagine. Please join me now in singing the words to lighting our chalice, the symbol of our faith. I invite you now to please stand as you are willing or able for our call to worship. From the busyness of every day, we gather once a week to remember who we are, to dream of who we might become. As companions on this journey, we share the milestones we meet along the way. Individual moments of joy and sorrow become shared moments of comfort and celebration. We share this journey across differences of belief and opinion because we value diversity and because we care for one another. Today, as we take the next steps, let us notice our fellow travelers, the burdens they carry, the songs that inspire their hearts. As we gather in beloved community, let us open the holy havens of our hearts. Let us share the sacred places of our souls, for we are pilgrims who share a common path. Our opening hymn is found in our great hymnal, number 360, Here We Have Gathered. We have our time for all ages, and I'm just going to sit over here for, is Amanda going to come join us? Great, okay. So y'all don't have to sit on the floor. All right. Let me get my little notes out here, too. Oh, well, if they want.
Try this.
Whoa, that's definitely working now. Okay, thank you so much, Jim. Hey, Lizzie, how are you today? Good. Oh, good to see all of you. Okay, I won't hold this too closely. I have a story today I want to share with you. It's from a country called India. Have y'all heard of India?
That because Soraya, my friend, her family lives there.
Oh, you have a friend whose family's from India. That's great, yeah. So this is an old story. Yes. This is the old story they used to tell. Now they have these big animals there called elephants. Y'all know what an elephant is? Your mom's favorite. Yeah, my mom likes elephants too. She used to collect little elephants. Yeah. Y'all know exactly what an elephant does with their trunk. So a long time ago, there was a king in India who had a favorite elephant. And this elephant had a beautiful stable that it was like more beautiful than a lot of people's homes. So this elephant lived in a beautiful place and had everything he wanted. And when the elephant was hungry, the caretaker would give him all sorts of wonderful food to eat, fresh rice and cabbages, bananas, orange, these big leaves. So he had a really good life. Except the elephant got a little bored sometimes. Got a little lonely and bored.
And what did he do?
Well, what happened is, that's a good question. Thank you for asking. So what happened is, one day there was a stray dog who started hanging around this beautiful stable. And this dog was kind of scrawny and didn't have anyone to take care of him and was hungry a lot of times. And then one day, after the elephant had been fed with all this wonderful food, the stable door was left just a little bit ajar. So what do you think that dog did? What did he do?
Go in.
Yes, he snuck right in there, and he got a little bit of the food. And the elephant didn't seem to notice. He just stayed where he was. There were plenty of crumbs. And then this started to happen like every day. So the stable door would be a little bit ajar, and the dog kept going in. And soon enough, the dog started looking a lot better because he had plenty of food to eat and was happy. And then one day, when the dog came in, the elephant kind of turned around and looked at him, and then did something special with his big trunk. What do y'all think the elephant did? Well, he didn't blow water on him, but that would be fun too, wouldn't it? He patted him, yeah. He took that trunk, started to pat him, and then wrapped his trunk around him, and they took a nap together, just all cuddled up. And so it's a different story, yeah. And so, yeah. So they became really close, and that dog, because he had a friend and was well fed, was so well loved, he just became beautiful. And then one day there was a merchant who came through, and he wanted a dog, and the caretaker thought, oh, well, this dog doesn't have a family or a home. Maybe the caretaker this merchant would like him. So the merchant took the dog and gave him a good home. How do you think the elephant felt about that?
Sad. Really, really sad.
Yes, the elephant was really sad. And so he stopped eating as much, and he was kind of listless and wouldn't do anything. And the king noticed and thought, what's happened to my elephant? He was so happy before. And then he realized that maybe he was missing his friend the dog. So the king got in touch with the merchant, and the merchant said, you know, this dog was so happy in your stables, and he just cries and is sad and doesn't want to eat either. So what do you think the merchant and the king decided to do?
Maybe the merchant said to the owner with the pup or puppy and said, I really need that puppy back.
Yes. Absolutely. So they brought the dog back to the elephant, and they were so happy to see each other, and the trunk of the elephant would just curl around and hug the dog all the time, and they had many, many happy days together. So, do y'all have friends who kind of help you feel that way?
Yeah, Britain.
Britain makes you feel that way? Yeah.
I don't know who.
So,
And my sister.
your sister, I'm about to say maybe there's a sister who kind of, yeah.
That's my BFF.
Yeah, your BFF? Yeah. For some of you, that means best friend forever, if, the generational lingo is going on. So, Well, this story reminds us that one of the best things we have in life is friendship. And that means when we try to help other people out and be kind to them, and then let other people be kind to us too. Well, so thank you for coming and talking today. We come now to our time for ritual and sacred sharing, a time where we share our joys and our sorrows and our concerns and milestones. For this week, we light a candle for Eileen and her husband, who has been in the hospital in recent days and is going to be going to a rehabilitation center. They're just waiting for the bed to come available. We light a candle for Allie's family with the recent passing of her stepbrother this past week. We light a candle in observance of Pride Month. For the ongoing struggle for civil rights in Iran. For all areas of violence around the world, especially Sudan and the war in Ukraine. For migrants who are fleeing to a better land and better hope, and for the many whose lives have been lost and are dealing with treacherous situations during these journeys. Now, at this time, you are welcome to come forward, and you may fill out a prayer card to place on the prayer wall. You may light a candle or drop a stone in our shared water for your own joy or concern today. now light a few more candles for the things we hold in our hearts which remain unspoken, and also for those who are joining us virtually to honor what is in their hearts as well. I invite us now into a time of quiet rest, meditation, or prayer. We will follow the sound of the singing bowl into the silence. And after a period of silence, Anne will lead us with our musical meditation.
This poem is called Alone by Maya Angelou. Lying, thinking last night, how to find my soul a home, where water is not thirsty and bread loaf is not stone. I came up with one thing, and I don't believe I'm wrong, that nobody, but nobody, can make it out here alone. Alone, all alone, nobody, but nobody can make it out here alone. There are some millionaires with money they can't use. Their wives run around like banshees. Their children sing the blues. They've got expensive doctors to cure their hearts of stone. But nobody, no, nobody can make it out here alone. Alone, all alone, nobody, but nobody can make it out here alone. Now, if you listen closely, I'll tell you what I know. Storm clouds are gathering. The wind is gonna blow. The race of man is suffering, and I can hear the moan. because nobody but nobody can make it out here alone. Alone, all alone. Nobody but nobody can make it out here alone.
Thank you, Anne. These great words from our prophet Maya Angelou are just, I think, so powerful. I know many of us have heard that poem before. Of course, today we are finishing up a month of messages which are talking about pilgrimage. And today is looking at companion pilgrims. Now, as I began to think about this, I immediately thought of this pet peeve I've had for a number of years. Now, my students at Salem knew that if they took one of the semester-long courses with me, that they would not get through one of those courses without hearing me rant about this at least one time, because I could always find some way to integrate it into whatever the topic for the day was. So it would usually go something like this. Now, do not buy into that Hollywood trope of needing a soulmate to complete you. Romantic comedies can be fun and enjoyable to watch, but remember, you are fully and completely a whole and sacred human being without a romantic partner. Now, if you find a life partner one day, it helps for them to be a soul friend, but that's not the same thing Hollywood is promoting. Now, if I were teaching the course Celtic Spirituality, soul friend was one of the big themes that we talked about, so it easily fed into that. Soul friend is an ancient Celtic concept. The Celtic word anam cara translates as soul friend, anam cara. In the Celtic world, once Christianity began to mix with the native pagan beliefs, anam caras were a foundational part of the spiritual life. A soul friend was someone with whom you shared the spiritual journey. Now, someone would always be completely honest with a soul friend. A soul friend would offer support, especially in challenging times, but would also provide accountability. Now, a friend who helps provide accountability is what I like to call a get a grip friend. And we all need those. I was saying something to a friend the other night as we were out walking about what I thought I might do with my hair for my son's wedding, right? Because this is occupying so much of my time. And she's like, Amy, are you really going to do that? I was like, okay, no. I need to get a grip friend. So this aspect of the spiritual journey, having an anam cara, was before Roman Catholicism was dominant in the Celtic world. And of course, once that became the dominant form, one had to go to a priest for confession and absolution. Now, the Celtic world, before Roman Catholicism became dominant, still had women priests and spiritual leaders, much more egalitarian mindset. So confession or guidance was not limited to someone in the church hierarchy. An anam cara could be anyone. A soul friend could be whomever we felt like our souls connected with, no matter the age or gender, place in society, or religious circles. And someone might be an anam cara for a number of years, or for just a brief space and time. The important thing to remember about a soul friend is that they were people who supported one's soul along the journey of life. They were companion pilgrims. Now, as we look at our modern world and our current society, one thing that concerns me is the lack of close friends that most people have. A lot of research has been done on this in recent years, and it's very clear that Americans have fewer close friends than they used to in previous generations. In 1990, just over 1/4 of Americans said they had 3 or fewer close friends, while 1/3 said they had 10 or more close friends. Only 3% reported they had no close friends. Now, in today's world, half of Americans state they have 3 or fewer close friends. So that number has doubled in the past 30 years. Only 1/3 stated they had between 4 and 9 close friends, and 13% reported they had no close friends. Now, the purpose of today's message is not to talk about the factors for these stats. I think we can all obviously think of some things like this great mobility in our society and use of technology, interfacing more with technology than with other humans. But what I am here to talk about today, don't trust my brain to remember everything, so we're going to keep our notes here. So what I am here today to talk about is that this journey of life, this pilgrimage that we are on throughout our days, that we need our soul companions, our friends, as we take these steps. Now, a companion pilgrim does not have to be one of our best friends, one who is always there for us through thick and thin. That might be a companion pilgrim. Such a person might also be someone who just shares the journey with us for a while, and we give thanks for that period of time. I think many of us can look back and see people that we were close to who really helped carry us during periods of time that we've lost touch or just grown apart. And we can give thanks for that period of time when they were present in our lives. Now, the great Howard Thurman once said, "There are 2 questions that a person must ask themselves. The first is, where am I going? And the second is, who will go with me?" If you ever get these questions in the wrong order, then you are in trouble. Where are we going? And who is going to journey with us? Now, I'd like for us to pause and just take a few moments to think about who is going with us on this pilgrimage of life. Let's think about who has journeyed with us in the past, who is currently journeying with us. And as we recall those names, those people in our minds and our hearts right now, let us take a few moments just to give thanks for these companion pilgrims. It might be helpful in the days to come, even to take a few moments and just write down some of these names, maybe some names that you've forgotten over the years. But just to give thanks for the people who've companioned us on our journey. Now, I think that most of you know I like to occasionally give homework during a sermon, so today is one of those days. So I do miss teaching courses occasionally, so I have given you an assignment for this week, and I really do want to hear back from you once you've been working on this assignment. And it's really twofold. First, I want to encourage you to think of at least one way that you can be more receptive to a companion pilgrim. One way that you can be more receptive to someone who is a companion pilgrim with you right now. Now, secondly, the second part of the homework assignment is to think of one way that you can be more available to another as a companion pilgrim. A way that we can be more available to another. Now, a lot of times, these are not the exact same people, and that's okay. That's how life works. There are ways that sometimes we choose to close ourselves off instead of accepting the journey of a soul companion and the love and support. And there are times that we have blinders on and don't see people who are walking beside us, and even some small ways that we might help support them along the way. These friends of our souls are some of the very best things in life. And I hope that all of us will take time this week to think about how to encourage our pilgrimage journey with others. Now, one medieval female mystic, I did not talk about her with our series in February, but I've enjoyed greatly her writings over the years, is Catherine of Siena. And she's from the 14th century and lived in what we now call the Italian Tuscan wine country. And of course, they had many vineyards back in her day as well. And there is one quote that she offers. Keep in mind that each of you has your own vineyard, but everyone is joined to your neighbor's vineyard without dividing lines. They are so joined together, in fact, that you cannot do good for yourself without doing good for your neighbor. And you cannot do harm to yourself without doing harm to your neighbor. Now, when I was in 6th grade, my grandfather, who was a minister, had died from cancer not too long before, and there was this wonderful AM radio station in Asheville, because, you know, back in the olden days, there wasn't a lot of music choices on the radios, especially up in the mountains. And they played this old Simon Garfunkel song, which had been around since before I was born. I'm a rock, I'm an island. I remember that song. And I can remember being at the home by myself, depressed, sad, missing Papa. And I would hear that song and I would think, I'm just going to be an island. I'm not going to open myself up to be kind of hurt and the pain and grief I felt. Of course, that didn't last long. That was part of my process. But I can remember sitting around in my room by myself singing that with that old AM station. We are not islands. How many times we'd like to tell ourselves we would like to be. We are not islands. We are not rocks separate from each other. Even when it feels like we are journeying alone, we are always surrounded by the best of our ancestors. And we are always surrounded by various soul companions along the way. People here in this room, people who are joining us virtually, people we've known throughout the years, people we will meet in the future. Carter Hayward shared these words. We touch this strength, this our power, who we are in the world, when we are most fully in touch with one another and with the world. We are most in touch with that deep spirit that binds all of us together when we are most fully in touch with each other and with our world and this creation. Today, we give thanks for the companions of our life's pilgrimage, and we offer ourselves as companion pilgrims in return. May it be so.
Let there be an offering to sustain and strengthen this place, which is sacred to so many of us, a community of memory and of hope, for we are now the keepers of the dream. This month, we are sharing our offering with P-Flag of Salisbury, Rowan. Founded in 1973, after the simple act of a mother publicly supporting her gay son, P-Flag is the nation's largest family and ally organization. P-Flag is the first and largest organization for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer LGBTQ+ people, their parents and families and allies. The Salisbury Rowan P-Flag chapter provides local programming and events in Rowan County, has awarded over $103,000 in scholarships since 2008, and hosts monthly support meetings. We ask that you place your gift in the baskets as they make their way around the room, or you may wait and drop it into one of the baskets as you exit our space. And you are always welcome to give online at puc.org or by texting PUC at the number 73256. Today's offering will now gratefully be received.
We give thanks for all the beloved community here and also for your gifts, which help us continue to spread the light and the love throughout our world. At this time, I invite you to please stand as you are willing or able for our closing hymn found in our teal hymnal, number 1021, Lean on Me. Before we extinguish our chalice, I offer thanks for all the many volunteers who've helped make our worship service possible. And we ask that before you leave today, if you will place your hymnals back on the cart near the piano, that will be a big help. Now let's end as we always do each Sunday by taking a few moments to give thanks, either in our hearts or with words, for the things for which we're grateful today.
I'm grateful to be here today.
Yes, it's grateful to be here today. Yes.
I'm grateful for sunshine.
We are all grateful for the sunshine, yes, after this week. I'll tell you.
The ties that bind, friend, family, community.
Ties that bind, friend, family, community.
Grateful for government services that are helping me out right now.
Government services, yeah, help people when they need it. Absolutely.
And my son is coming down next Friday.
All right, Connie's son coming to visit next Friday.
I'm grateful for the challenge to connect.
Oh, grateful for the challenge to connect more. So I'm very grateful for my dear soul friend Patty, who's come to visit today from Asheville. So makes me very happy. And we had no idea the sermon was going to be what it was today. I put two and two together yesterday. I thought, she's coming today. This is perfect. So We give thanks for all these things and so much more which we hold in our heart this morning. Receive now this blessing. Let us go forth walking side by side and in hand, knowing that wherever our pilgrimage of life takes us, we always journey together. Blessed be. We now extinguish our chalice, but we carry its light, its warmth, and its meaning with us until we meet again. May we go in peace, believe in peace, create peace, wherever we may wander. May it be so.
One of them is youth.